Graduation season, as you can probably tell from the music, is upon us, and for many, many college grads out there who find themselves, well, unfortunate enough to graduate this year, I'm giving you a hearty welcome to Unemploymentsville. On average, you, the graduating class of 2012, will spend a longer time looking for your first job, and once and if you get it, you're going to make less money at it than your predecessors did. It has changed for the worse even in just the past few years. Take a look at this. For graduates who completed college in the years 2006 to 2008, 14% have no first full-time job. That's bad enough, but look where that number is for 2009 to 2011 graduates. Your unemployment rate is at about 45%. That means that the class of 2012 will face what some call the recession hangover. Those who graduated in 08 or 09 and have been unemployed or underemployed, well, guess what? They're still applying for the same jobs as the class of 2012 is. And as the earlier college grads who were laid off during the recession found out, well, now add them to the mix. They're vying for those jobs also. So 2012 grads, you are quite literally at the bottom of the totem, well, not literally because there's no totem pole, but figuratively at the bottom of the totem pole. And if you're lucky enough to land a job, your salary will be lower. Take a look at this chart. Hourly wages of entry-level jobs decreasing since the year 2000. Entry-level college-educated men between 23 and 29, they earned an average of about $21.50 an hour in 2011. That's more than a 7% dip from just a few years ago. For women, the corresponding number fell by 6%. You're making just under $19 an hour. Research shows that by starting at a lower base pay, this crop of graduates may never catch up to their older counterparts. And, you know, even if you're lucky enough to land that job with a lower salary than you were hoping for, we've got one more piece of bad news like you need it anymore. More students graduating with more debt. About 2/3 of the graduates from 2010 graduated with student loans. Your average tab, your average debt, more than $25,000. And how do we get out of this? How do we solve this problem?
I'm not going to get the last word like you promised. I at least want the first word on this. This angers me terribly.
That you're not getting the last word?
No. This is your own personal recession. This has nothing to do with the national recession, because the national recession has, reduced the ability to get a job and also tamped down salaries. I don't care where salaries increase to at any point in the future. You cannot compete with the increase in costs to get a college education. This is absolutely insane to have a $25,000 debt walking out of college without a job, even if you have a job, $40,000, $50,000. How can you live and pay off that debt?
Dean Genie, this isn't just a problem for the students, it's also a problem for the universities, because if it starts becoming unbalanced, if it starts becoming not worth it to go to college, you're going to start seeing enrollment numbers going down. How are colleges reacting? Is your college taking steps on this? Is there anything, do you know of anything that's in process?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one thing that has been discussed for 10, now 20 years has been the issue of affordability in higher education. It has been discussed ad nauseum, but we have to remember this is a long time coming. For decades and centuries, we have been saying when you graduate from high school, the next step is to go to college. At one point, that was just white men. Then it has opened up slowly. Now we are telling everybody to go to college. And the problem is the price of college has gone up and up and up, and the ability to get jobs on your way out is not what it should be. I mean, everybody has recognized that. But the thing is, what do you do about that? How do you change the system? One of the big debates that hasn't been reflected here is the goal of college simply employment, or are there other things that should be going on in a college education? Do you get other benefits besides employment? And to say that this is just an issue for higher education is absolutely wrong. This is a societal issue that has to be dealt with globally, and I mean that, in the United States and abroad, not just in higher education, because we have students who are applying and they are paying astronomical amounts. Look, I'll be at Convocation next week. These students are facing a really tough economy. No faculty member wants to send a student that we absolutely adore out into this market, but what is the choice? Every parent wants their child to go to college, and we have to make it affordable, and we have to give them options when they graduate.
I want to see colleges start going out of business. So I know that there's a marketplace for this.
No last word. Dominic, you just finished up with you put two kids through.
Right. And as I often say on this program, For my daughter to go to Syracuse, it was $50,000 a year. And I'm not talking about $50,000 in monopoly money. I'm talking about if you don't have the money, Syracuse University will not let you register, will not let your child register. And imagine as a parent, you get that phone call, Daddy, I can't register because you didn't come up with the money. It's tough. And I'm sorry, Dean, I love her to death. But there's got to be some type of government regulation. These are shakedowns going on. These colleges are doing this because they can get away with it and there's no regulation. They say they do it for their endowment funds. They do it for building buildings. Well, when does it stop? $50,000, $60,000 a year to go to school?
We should have taken a break 3 minutes ago, but that was fantastic. I couldn't stop Dominic.